From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
And thanks for joining us here at 7 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins here with Kevin Gregory. Kevin, looks like rain is just set to return just in time for the weekend here.
It is. It will impact the first part of the weekend. Mild temperatures will also stick around for part of Saturday. Let's live in the moment for a second. What a day. We hit 65 today. It's still 59 in Indy. What's happening as we speak? Showers are developing. The clouds are lowering. The temperatures are not changing much. They'll stay mild through the evening hours. Want to show you the big picture. Off to the west, low pressure in Missouri. North and west of that, you've got snow. For us, we're on the mild side. That means rain. And it starts now in western Indiana and spreads to the east from there. You can see just to the west of Lebanon, a little area of yellow, light rainfall. All that will continue to expand. There's your probability of rain. By the time we get to 10 o'clock, this is for Indianapolis, 70% chance of rain, and then it stays high all night into the morning hours tomorrow. Let's show you the timeline as we get to 7 a.m. There's a large area of rain, western half of the state. It pushes to Indianapolis by 9 and then by 11, starting to diminish just a bit. We may hear a rumble of thunder as well in the morning tomorrow. Half an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. We'll talk about Saturday afternoon and the changes that arrive Sunday and how they'll impact most of next week coming up.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Kevin. A group of Indiana doctors are urging Hoosiers to sign an online pledge that they'll take the action to slow the coronavirus spread. The Hoosier COVID crisis petition calls for people to avoid gatherings and to wear face masks. The doctors also encourage people to get the vaccine when it's available. Today, we set out to see if people will do that.
I don't know yet. It's something I've got to think about.
Is it just something that you just don't know enough about yet?
Yeah, me and my husband both, we want a little bit more information before we just make our decision.
No, because I've already had coronavirus. I've already been tested positive for it, so I don't think it's going to mean a whole lot to me. And plus, I'm a little bit afraid of it.
Oh, I'll definitely get it. Yeah. Because I've had cancer and diabetic both, and I got COPD. So
no question.
No question about it. I'll definitely get it when I can get it available to me.
Now, here are the very latest numbers tonight from the State Department of Health. Another 7,360 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with COVID-19. 71 more Hoosiers have died, bringing the total number of deaths to 6,373. Since March, more than 412,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. More than 4.8 million tests have been administered in Indiana. The Indianapolis Public Library is making changes again for the safety of the staff and public due to an increase in coronavirus cases. Beginning December 21st, the library will limit in-person services to curbside pickup of reading materials, audiobooks, and DVDs. There will be limited walk-in use of computers, printers, and scanners, and it'll be on a first-come, first-served basis with 1-hour time limits. Again, this starts on December 21st and is expected to be in effect through at least mid-January. And the Carmel Walmart is temporarily closed. They posted on social media they closed early today through Sunday morning to clean and sanitize the building to help keep employees and customers safe. The pharmacy will still offer mail delivery and drive-up service in the parking lot. An online grocery service will also be available. The store plans to reopen Sunday at 7 a.m. With a deal on the new COVID relief still up in the air, it means a number of Hoosiers could still face a dire situation with their housing at the beginning of the new year. WRTV is already hearing from viewers facing issues with a landlord or a property management company. Our Cornelius Hawker is getting answers for 2 women who reached out for help.
Haley Miller Rush got quite the surprise at the beginning of this week.
So I woke up and I went to go to work, and when I came outside, my car was gone.
Haley soon found out her car had been towed by her apartment complex, and she didn't understand why. She pays rent on time every month, and that includes parking.
I pay to park where I live, and I have proof that I've paid, and they still towed my car in.
Now, she's out $150 and isn't sure what to do next. Michelle Tackett is in an even more dire situation.
8 days before they were going to close the building down, they said, well, y'all got to leave. And I'm like, wait a minute, we don't have no place to go right now. They're like, well, no, you got to leave.
Leading up to being evicted from her apartment, she says her landlord tried to force her out by making her time there miserable.
it starts getting hot, and they would not turn on the air conditioner in our room. And it got to the point where I was having seizures.
Michelle has several videos showing what she says her landlord did, turning off the electricity, the water. And though these situations are different, Brandon Beeler with Indiana Legal Services says both of the women could take their problems to small claims court.
In Indiana, you can see a tenant, or I guess anyone who files a claim, can seek up to $8,000 of damages.
But you have to be prepared to show proof of your losses, according to Brandon.
As you prepare for the case, just document as closely as you can with as much proof as you can what losses you incurred.
That's why Brandon says it's important to document everything if you are in a tenant-landlord dispute, whether it's videos like Michelle took or payment records like Haley has. Mark?
Cornelius, thank you. If you need help with a situation like this, you can apply on Indiana Legal Services website. We do have a link posted to their intake application in this story on the WRTV mobile app. Tomorrow is the 21st annual Bleed Blue Blood Drive at Lucas Oil Stadium. Versity Blood Center teams up with the Colts for this event to get critically needed blood donations around the holidays. Versity says they always see a decline in donations during this time of year. Masks and social distancing are required at tomorrow's event that runs from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Blood that we're collecting really during these times when elective surgeries are being told to kind of scale back what they're doing. The blood that we're collecting is being used to help treat cancer patients and any trauma victims that have accidents that occur during this time. You know, giving blood is an easy way to give back and do some good for the community. And it takes about an hour of your time. It's relatively painless. I know a lot of people are nervous about needles, but if you just think about the patient that's on the receiving end of that blood and what they're going through, you know, it should maybe hopefully get you through that needle stick a little bit.
Walk-ins are welcome tomorrow, but leaders are encouraging people to make appointments ahead of time. This will help maintain COVID precautions in place to keep everyone safe. Just go to versity.org/Indiana to sign up. The pandemic has been brutal for some businesses. Coming up here, how one local business is making adjustments to deal with the changes, but they need your help. Throughout the pandemic, we've been sharing with you ways to support local businesses, and that's more important than ever as we head into this holiday season. Tonight, WRTV's Cameron Riddle shows you how a Fountain Square business adapted to survive, but could still use your help.
Like all of us, life changed in March for Amanda DeVary and her staff at Turketti's in Fountain Square. Before the pandemic, DeVary's businesses, which sit right next door to each other, were all thriving. But as the pandemic arrived, the market, deli, and sit-down bar and restaurant were all converted to a curbside pickup and delivery service.
If we hadn't made those changes, I don't know what would have happened to our market, because connecting the dots safely to keep our doors open was all about having the curbside pickup available.
DeVary's wholesale meat production facility, which supplies a number of area restaurants, was the main thing keeping her businesses afloat through the darkest days of the year. That's when she had to let go half of her staff. Today, her staff is now back up to 20, and that's only possible thanks to the community that supports her small business.
We relied on regulars. This neighborhood is really, really good to us. We have a lot of families and young professionals, and so they would see us maybe 3 times a week. I would see the same faces every day.
DeVary is urging Hoosiers to shop small and shop local this holiday season. That's why she's made it easier to order hot food that's ready to go or order freshly cut meats online that are delivered right to your front door. She says every purchase is keeping a business open and employees working.
It is truly how you can save your community right now. It's really hard for the holiday season to, have employees that can't rely on a paycheck. So I'm looking around at my neighbors, hoping that they make it through to spring so that way we can all, rise up together again.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
Well, you can get a look at all of Turketti's offerings online, and to help you support local businesses as you do your holiday shopping and plan for celebrations, we do have a list of local businesses that can use your support. Just head to the We're Open Indie section of the WRTV app to find our guide to shopping local. Large and small local businesses are adapting to the pandemic by putting their businesses online. Sharp Guys Web Design is among the businesses that have seen a big boost in clients during the COVID-19 outbreak. Owner Cody Sharp says it's because a lot of mom and pop shops who did not have a big web presence before have been forced into investing into e-commerce in order to stay in business.
We've had a lot of opportunities for growth that I didn't expect when we started this year, and we really just want to help as many people as possible. We can't help everyone, but we've been trying to help even the people that we can't help directly. We're trying to just give an idea of, like, these are the small things you can do right now that will impact your business online, and so we try to just give people any kind of recommendations for those types of things.
Sharp Guys Web Design does offer free website analysis, so if you already have a business website but want to know how to get the most out of it, you can find their contact information in this story at WRTV.com.
A new pattern is arriving this weekend. Look at the temperature in Gary. It's 43, while it's 59 in Indy, 61 in Evansville. The colder air will win out.
The pandemic is forcing many Americans to ditch in-store shopping for online holiday shopping this season. Experts say cyber criminals will be looking to take advantage. But as Usher Qureshi found, there are some simple tricks you can do to protect your digital profile while still searching for those perfect gifts.
More than 50% of consumers say they will shop online this holiday season due to the pandemic. That spending is projected to account for more than $200 billion.
There is probably going to be more fraudulent use of online deliveries than we have seen before.
Neil Deswani is a cybersecurity expert at Stanford University and the author of Big Breaches: Cybersecurity Lessons for Everyone. He says COVID-related phishing scams spiked as soon as the pandemic hit. And with malware attacks, unencrypted data, and third-party breaches, there will likely be more this holiday shopping season.
Cyber criminals are very well aware of the current situation, and they are going to do everything they can to take advantage of it.
According to the FBI, cybercrime has increased by 400% this year. But there are things consumers can do to protect themselves. Consider identity protection services. These companies can monitor many data sources, including credit files, social media, and the dark web. Two-step verification. Enable two-factor authentication for every online account you have that offers it. And freezing your credit. Call the 3 major credit services and freeze your credit.
I think that your credit should be regularly frozen, except when you go about getting a new home mortgage or getting a car loan. You can always unfreeze it just before you do any of those activities.
Another vulnerability that Deswani says is important to pay attention to is your home router.
If you've bought your home router and you just hooked it up and you didn't say change the password on it, then attackers can take advantage of those commonly used default passwords and hack into your home router. And once they've done that, they can control anything and everything that you can see.
With increased remote working, learning, and online shopping, experts say a cyber pandemic could be the next catastrophic global event. Understanding your cyber risks and taking measures now could, they say, protect you in the long run. I'm Usher Qureshi reporting.
Don't be surprised if you get a mask in your stocking this Christmas. A survey by market research firm MPD Group showed 3 in 10 people plan to give masks as a stocking stuffer this year. Nordstrom created an entire mask guide on its website. Children's clothing company Hannah Anderson says its holiday masks are so popular, it's added an adult line as well. Marketing experts say the masks have become a way for people to make a statement about themselves, their favorite band, or their sports team. Kevin, I think you need a Thunderbolt mask.
And an umbrella. Those two would be good for tonight and tomorrow at least. Rain arriving, and Mark, you mentioned a thunderbolt. We may hear a couple of rumbles of thunder overnight and for the first part of Saturday. Not expecting anything severe. We're mild through Saturday afternoon, and then the colder air arrives. Sunday starts our new pattern, with temperatures struggling to reach 40 degrees. As far as the rainfall, we'll find that entering western Indiana now. We're on the mild side of the temperatures all in the 50s in central Indiana, but I showed you what's going on up in Gary. Temperature there is at 43 degrees. There's a snow band from portions of Nebraska across Iowa and southern Wisconsin into the lower part of Michigan. We won't see that. We're going to see the rain and isolated rumbles of thunder as temperatures stay well above average during the event. Once the moisture moves out, the colder air will swing in. As far as the rain, showing up in Terre Haute, Rockville, Vermilion County, also between Lebanon and Tipton. You can see as we get a closer view between Frankfort and Tipton, the rain will move just past Sheridan's, crossing 421 now, and then move across 31 in Tipton County. Rainfall potential, some spots could exceed an inch from Terre Haute to Lafayette northwest. Looks like the metro area half an inch to 2/3 and less in the southeast portion of the state. Most likely time for rain the morning hours tomorrow. We'll hold on to an afternoon and evening shot at some showers as a reinforcing cold front moves through. Won't generate a lot of rain at that point, but we still may have kind of intermittent wipers if you're out driving around that you'll need. Widespread rain in the morning. Some of that moderate. Then by the time we get to 9 o'clock, you can see it right through the metro area, Lafayette to Indianapolis to Shelbyville and Greensburg, then diminishing. As we get to the afternoon, there are the much lighter showers that are expected. There are rainfall potential numbers just for Indianapolis, all fairly consistent, not wide-ranging, but half an inch in the ballpark. 56, that's the temperature during the day tomorrow, early in the day, and then in the afternoon falling. 40 on the Sunday. There are your falling temperatures through the hours tomorrow. 7-day forecast. Once we land in the 30s, we'll stay there. Monday 36, a chance for some light snow or snow showers as we get to Wednesday, 35 degrees. Coldest morning, Thursday morning down to 23 degrees. We'll be back with more news right after this.
Well, dogs may be trained to detect COVID-19 in humans. That's according to a study published this week. Detection dogs, like those that sniff drugs or explosives at airports, are taught to sniff for certain infections and diseases. Now some countries are exploring the possibility of using those types of dogs as a rapid, reliable, and relatively cheap way to pre-screen people for COVID-19. Researchers took sweat samples from 177 patients at various hospitals. 95 were positive for COVID-19 and 82 were negative. 6 dogs had their sniffing abilities put to the test. They did dozens of trials with a success rate of about between 76 and 100%. Experts say it's a promising first step, but more work is needed. With COVID cases surging and people taking extra precaution to disinfect, Clorox wipes are still in high demand. Americans have scoured stores and the internet for the wipes that protect against viruses, only to come away empty-handed. Clorox says the wipes shortage could last until mid-2021. Officials say the company is producing more wipes than ever, but the demand is staying incredibly high. It is the third time since the pandemic began that Clorox has pushed back the time frame for easing the nationwide shortage. If you have plans to travel to Paris over the holidays, the iconic Eiffel Tower won't be open. The tourist attraction was meant to reopen along with much of France on December 16th. But according to its Twitter account, the Eiffel Tower is postponing reopening until further notice. High coronavirus infection numbers have forced the French government to delay the easing of restrictions. Disney's streaming service keeps growing faster than ever the company expected, and that success is going to cost you. Disney Plus now has 86 million subscribers. The service is so successful, Disney will raise the price by $1 a month starting in March. Disney says over the next few years, subscribers can expect new series from Star Wars and Marvel. The company also plans a reboot of the hit movie The Mighty Ducks and a live-action Pinocchio starring Tom Hanks. Harrison Ford will be cracking his whip in a 5th Indiana Jones movie. Disney made the announcement on Twitter, saying the 78-year-old actor will be reprising his iconic role. The movie is set for release in July of 2022. It will arrive 41 years after its first installment, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ford says that he'll set goals just as ambitious for the new Indiana Jones movie as he did for the first one.
Forever young, how about that? Temperatures cooler after tomorrow, midday. 56 will fall from there, but plan on rain through first half of Saturday. Mark?
All right, thanks for joining us here at 7. We'll see you back here tonight at 11. Have a great evening.